These are my honest reflections on achieving success and happiness and how you can achieve all you can ever dream of. Somehow I always knew I would end up here. I'm currently 29 years old, running an online business, making enough money to have this lifestyle for myself, to travel and to be able to live everywhere that I want to live. But it didn't start that way. I started this video by saying I always knew that I would end up here. And I think this is the most important driving force, and this is what I want to touch upon in this video, is I always say to people and to myself, is once you can see something, you cannot unsee something. I was sitting here by the ocean journaling and thinking about this morning and thinking I should record a video on this. I always saw myself in this chair, sitting here, living this lifestyle. I knew it from an early age that I was going to create these things. Am I done? Have I achieved what I set out to achieve? Have I achieved all the goals that I've set? Of course not. I think part of goal setting is just an illusion anyway. We create a goal, and once we reach that goal, we will always create new goals. So if we follow and trust and focus only on the goals, we will never be satisfied and always be moving forward. But it's the process. It's the sitting down in this chair and remembering that there was one day this kid that wanted to break out of his town and be able to live like this. And I could live here full time if I want to. Of course, this is just rented now, but we could actually make this work. And I believe we can make everything work that we can see if you're crazy enough to then follow along and achieve it. So this is, I think, the most important thing is your belief system. If you believe you can do something, you can do it. If you believe something is impossible for you, it will be impossible for you. So it really starts with having this belief that this is something that you can do, or whatever you want to set out to achieve, I'm 100% confident you can achieve if you put your mind to it and as long as you believe. You have to set the goals. You have to imagine yourself. Where do I want to be in a couple of years from now? You have to sit down and reflect and visualize that life as clearly, as fully as you can, to see it in order to create it. And I think this is the process of life, right? We're unaware, and then we become aware of something. We see something we want to create, want to become, want to achieve. And then once we've seen it, we cannot unsee it. But there comes the pain. Now we are somewhere where we don't want to be anymore, and we are somewhere where we want to go. We have seen something we cannot unsee, and this is a painful period. And then comes the breakdown. And in order to get to the next thing, we have to break down the older version of ourselves. We have to shed that skin like a snake. We have to let go of that part of ourselves to become that new version that we now cannot unsee anymore. Once we reach that, once we are that, we might think we have become the person we were destined to become. But once we're there, we will see something new. And we will end up in this cycle of creation again. We have to, again, shed our skin because we cannot unsee what we've seen and then become. And I think we just have to surrender to this process that's how I reflect back on this for myself, because I keep seeing new things and I keep wanting to become newer versions. And I think if I neglect that feeling, or it is true, every time I neglect that feeling of wanting to change, wanting to be somewhere else, wanting to become someone else, wanting to improve, where I push away that feeling saying, okay, I'm not gonna listen to that gut feeling now, this is where I get depressive feelings. I always say depression is the opposite of expression. Once you stop expressing your true, authentic self, once you stop following your life path, doing what you should be doing, following the things that only you see other things than other people, you are not expressing yourself. You are not expressing your truest version of yourself, leaving the door open for depression to come in, or the break off of yourself and your health and your mental state. So once you see it, you cannot unsee it. I think the conclusion of this all is to just surrender to these waves of growth, to surrender to not knowing. And I think the power lies in becoming more fluid. Becoming more fluid as in starting to dance with the uncertainty, starting to dance with the change, starting to become comfortable in the change. That might be the key. Accepting everything that comes. Full acceptance. I think also this is where we get closest to enlightenment. So what does enlightenment mean for me? For me, enlightenment means literally being lighter, being enlightened, being lighter. So for me, I've learned that to reach enlightenment or to get closer to enlightenment, what do I have to do? I have to live with non-judgment. I have to live with non-resistance, not resisting any change, not resisting anything that happens in life and along the way. And I have to follow my intuition. Non-resistance, non-judgment, follow my intuition, and to accept everything that comes. If we do this, we are very robust to change, to newness. We just accept, we flow, we float in the change. And we can thrive in that situation, and therefore we are in control of our emotions and our mind, and we are happy. What's the other way? It's resistance. This is what a lot of people are doing. They resist change. They resist events that happen. They resist when life throws things at them. They make them bigger than they actually are. They add things to this. Seneca said, a wise man endures his pain but doesn't add to it. It's exactly this. So how do we create struggle just in the mind? By wanting things to be different. By wanting to resist. By wanting a different outcome. So accept the flow of life. Live with non-resistance, non-judgment. And this is purely a note to myself. If you resonate with this, you can take this to heart as well. And you'll become lighter.
We got carried away, all the love